Hey, good evening, everyone. This is State Representative Brad Halbrook with our Tuesday night edition of our Illinois Freedom Caucus Town Hall and Roundtable. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here this evening. We're not going to keep you all night. At that, I'm going to turn it over to Representative Chris Miller, and he's going to talk about an important event that we got coming up in the district right away. And so, Chris, what's going on over Thursday night?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We got a big town hall coming up on Thursday night at the brand new Hilton Garden Inn, just east of Mattoon, east of the interchange there, just off Lerner Road. So that event's going to start open. The doors are going to open at 6 and the meeting is going to start at 6:30. The town hall is, we're going to talk about the hot topics of the day with J.B. Pritzker's tyranny on the citizens of Illinois with these out of control electric bills that we've been seeing, as well as J.B. and the radical Democrats' gun grab attempt, which they've been losing in court every time, so we can be thankful for that. But those are the two main topics, and we are going to take questions and answers also, so who knows what might happen, but we're going to have a great evening, and we hope you all can join us.
Excellent, Chris. Thank you. With that, I'm going to go to Representative Dan Calkins. And Dan, you're going to introduce one of our newer members to this Freedom Caucus. Dan.
Thank you very much. Great to be with all of our Freedom Caucus members again this evening for a little Tuesday night round table. This is a great way for folks to get informed and kind of catch up on what's happening in Springfield and around our districts. But tonight it's my distinct pleasure to introduce all of you to one of our two newest members. This is State Rep Jed Davis. Jed comes to us out of the 75th District. He's a freshman, had a really, really tough primary, came through the primary, and is going to be a very, very valuable member of the Republican caucus. And obviously, we welcome him into the Freedom Caucus this week. Jed, I know your background is education. I think people are going to be, really, really impressed with what you're doing up there in the 75th. And a little bit about yourself, and don't forget to include what your logo is.
Okay. Yeah. No, but thanks for the invite, and such an honor to be a part of this. Really a blessing. The 75th is up north a little bit, just right along I-80, Joliet area, but a lot of Kendall County, Grundy County, and it's flooded with a lot of great families that are asking the same questions that I'm sure people across the state are, which is, why in the world do we live here? But it's because it is home, right? This is where we raise our families. It's where we work. It's where our kids go to school. Like we're deeply rooted, and we feel like we're being pushed out against our will. So we're here to fight for freedom and liberty, which is my logo. And that was really the essence of our campaign during the primary, that we will represent freedom and liberty, right? The things that this nation was founded on. So that is my task as a rep. I will do that without pause or hesitation. And I'm excited to be a part of this great group of currently men, and just a great adventure that we're on together.
So a little bit about your background, Jed. Your experience in the education field, one of the big deals that we're going to be faced with this year. Let people know what you've done in your home community.
Yeah, real quick. So I am the school board president of a school called Parkview Christian Academy in Yorkville. Back in the insanity of the last couple of years, as we all know, things just got a little weird in Illinois with trying to force issues down parents' throats and removing the choice from them of how to send their kids to school, specifically regarding face coverings. And although that's an issue that has kind of thankfully gone by the wayside, it was front and center in 2020 and 2021. And we stood up and simply said, no, we're giving parents the freedom of choice. And the governor actually sued us. I remember the Secretary of State Police showing up with your tax dollars at work, couple inch thick lawsuit, and drug us into a courtroom in Sangamon County. So it is just the epitome of the insanity in Illinois, that you can't even have the choice as a parent to really guide your kid through life and the principles that you feel that they should represent. So we fought back, we pushed back, we were the tip of the spear on that front and really won a case in the fall of 2021 that was the predecessor to the whole ball kind of unraveling later that spring. So very grateful for that. And again, I just think it goes back to the testimony of we are unwavering on those principles and beliefs that we feel should be yours and not the government's.
That's great. And thank you, Jed. We really appreciate you joining us. You're going to be a great member of the Illinois House, and we look forward to your guidance as well, participation as we move this state forward and in the right direction, as our chairman would say. And we really appreciate having you on board.
Yeah, blessed to be here.
Hey, thank you for that, guys. And next up, we're going to bring on Adam Niemerg to introduce the next new member of the Illinois Freedom Caucus. Adam?
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, folks, for tuning in with us here this evening. We are growing in numbers. Your conservative North Star is starting to shine even brighter. We're bringing on new members. We have 7 members now. And I have the pleasure of introducing our new member. He's representing the 115th district. Honor and privilege is sitting next to this gentleman for the last 2 years in the General Assembly. He's going into his sophomore term as well as I, and he is a conservative fighter, folks. It is a true pleasure to have David Freese joining the Illinois Freedom Caucus. He's going to be a very valued member of the Illinois Freedom Caucus. And with that, David, could you please introduce yourself and tell folks a little bit about you?
Thank you, Adam. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. And actually, I served the 115th. It was the 116th with the remapping disaster. The 115 now consists of all of Monroe, all of Randolph, all of Perry, part of St. Clair, part of Jackson, and a little bit of Washington County. Very obviously rural community. We're south of St. Louis. A lot of farmers in that area. Very conservative area, and it's an honor and a privilege to serve the members of that district.
And also, David, you remember the Air Force, right?
Yes. Yeah. Went in the Air Force right after high school. Had my 18th birthday in basic training. Did a little bit of jet mechanic stuff, and then was a flight engineer on the 141. Had the privilege of serving in Desert Storm.
And then also, you just to let you know, he has a couple of kids, and they're very good at sports. They gave me a couple of bats and helmets for Ben the other day. So tell us a little bit about your family.
So 2 kids. My boy is a senior in high school. My daughter's a sophomore in high school. My son is a 2-sport athlete, football and baseball. We just finished up football. Then went to the second rounds in the playoffs. Lost to a very good team. He was a quarterback. Did very well, had a really good season. My daughter is currently a 4-sport athlete, and just they are the center of my universe. I do any and everything I can for them. They're actually the reason I got into politics at this, I say late age. I'm over 50. It's really frustrating that the opportunities that our children have are better in other neighboring states. Lower taxes, lower cost of living. Up and down the board. And a great example, we had over 100,000 people leave our state last year. The average salary of people leaving, I think, was $150,000. So what do we do to replace that? Well, for the government's perspective, they're going to have to tax the remaining citizens more. So we've got to put a stop to that. We've got to be more business friendly and friendly to all of our citizens. So they don't pick up and leave like so many did last year. It's a shame.
Thank you, David. Welcome to the team.
Okay, glad to be here.
Hey, guys, thank you all for joining us tonight. And, of course, tomorrow, everybody knows at high noon, the governor will come in and speak and present his budget and the state of the state. And so I think we're just going to do kind of a quick lightning round here around the horn. And maybe Representative Bill Howard, why don't you kick us off with what you kind of expect to see tomorrow, kind of what's been going on, what's the buzz? And then maybe we'll just kind of go around the room and everybody kind of give us a minute or two about what they anticipate the governor talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Big week up, obviously, up here in Springfield, and we are really, really excited. Not necessarily about the budget address tomorrow, because we've seen that before here, at least the people that's been here in the past. But Jed and David are huge additions to our team. They bring a lot of great perspective and they expand the geography of our caucus as well. We are growing. We have momentum. We always say that we have everything that we need to be successful in Illinois. We just need strong leaders that are going to stand up and put this stuff forward and make it happen. And these guys are that. So we're really, really excited. So the governor's got it. There's a lot going on. He's got a lot of things that he wants to achieve for his 2024 presidential campaign. So we're going to see a lot of, I think, what do you say, Chris? Rainbow and unicorns tomorrow.
Pixie dust. Pixie dust.
Yeah, pixie dust. There we go. But a lot of times I think of this in terms of what we are not going to see tomorrow, because that's what's happening in the state of Illinois. The things that we are not doing is actually what's holding us back. We're not going to hear anything that's actually going to make people's lives in Illinois better and do what David was talking about, get people to stay here and get people to prosper here. I guarantee you that we're not going to hear anything about lowering your utility rates. It'll be just the opposite, because we do policy by virtue signal when it comes to energy and everything else. There's going to be nothing that's going to raise wages or bring opportunity back to this state. And those are the things that we really need to focus on, fixing our education system and getting our fiscal house in order. But probably not going to hear that tomorrow, but hey, we'll be there to listen, and we'll certainly be here to provide commentary and accountability after the fact. So really appreciate all you guys listening tonight and all the support that you give. Make sure you come out and see us in Mattoon on Thursday night. Thanks, guys.
Excellent, Blaine. And Chris or Adam, you guys want to take off from there, and then the other follow with kind of what your thoughts are coming into the next.
Well, go ahead, Adam. I'll go next.
Okay, sounds good. Well, folks, I think you kind of is, again, what Chris says, as well as Brett. I think we've seen this movie before. So anticipating what the governor is going to say tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of tax and spend. He's talked about preschool for all. He's talked about free college for all. So you wonder where the money is going to come from to pay for those. It's going to come from you, the taxpayer, unfortunately. And there's already being talk about a corporate and personal income tax surcharge to cover the wish list that the governor will be rolling out tomorrow. But folks, the important thing is that as the Freedom Caucus stands here in Illinois to be that North Star of conservatism, we will push back against this. We will push back with great ideas, such as what Blaine just laid out on education, on taxation, on the life issue, on guns. We have the ideas, we have better ideas, and you'll expect a good response from us all tomorrow. And with that, I'll hand it over to our chairman, Chris Miller.
Hey, thank you guys, and thank all you patriots for joining us this evening. And one thing that you can expect is rainbows, unicorns, and pixie dust, because there's one thing that we know that you can tell. I want to give you this little tip. You can tell when J.B. Pritzker's lying to you is when his lips are moving. That's a real tip-off for y'all. Another thing that you need to understand is we shouldn't be holding this State of the State there at the Capitol building. We ought to be holding it down the street at Burger King, the home of the Whopper. Because I'm going to predict that you're going to hear Whopper after Whopper after Whopper. But, when you're trying to slice through this maze and wonder what's going on, just remember the guy up there talking thinks that a guy can have a baby. And so that'll give you a perspective to know what to believe and what not to believe. But anyway, thanks for joining us this evening, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Chris. Dan, any thoughts on tomorrow, what we may or may not see, or what your hopes and dreams are for tomorrow? Oh, Dan, we lost your volume.
Sorry, I had muted myself. I said my hopes and dreams are that it's short, but I think think we're going to be tortured for quite a while. It's going to be an interesting time because the economy is kind of teetering. It's slowed down. We've got a lot of things happening. I know we put a couple $2 billion in a rainy day fund, but I'm kind of afraid that they're going to use that rainy day fund for cash, for the little piggy bank to start paying again all of these things that they want to do. We've been a beneficiary of billions and billions of dollars of federal money, our taxpayer money coming back to us in Illinois. But that stops, and the pandemic ends in May. We're already seeing that benefits are going to go back to what they were before the pandemic. And with the terrible inflation and the high cost of living here in Illinois, with the taxation, that's going to put a real squeeze on everyday people. So I'm looking forward to what the governor has to say, kind of, just out of curiosity. What I'm really looking forward to is what the Democrats are going to do with the budget. And that's where we'll be working. We'll be working in our committees, and we'll be working in the General Services Committee to try to rein some of this spending in. So thank you all again. Brad, thanks for doing this Tuesday night. Everybody, we'll see you tomorrow.
Excellent, Dan. And I think with this, we'll go to our two new members, and then I'll close out here momentarily. Jed Davis, can you give us some thoughts about tomorrow, what your hopes and dreams and things you think we'll see or not see tomorrow?
Yeah, it's frustrating. This whole state is so frustrating. I came back and people are asking me as a freshman, like, so what's it like? Like, what do you guys do? And so far we've done absolutely nothing, the last couple of weeks. But ironically enough, I would consider that a good thing, because there's, 5,000 pieces of legislation that have been filed so far in the 103rd. And I'm scared to death of what's hiding in there. So it is just a broken system down in Springfield. I'm sure it's going to be more of the same coming from our governor, while families like mine, families like yours are at home kind of figuring out, where do we go? What do we do? How do we pay the rising costs of everything from eggs to energy? So it's a pickle that the state is in, and we need to stand up and push back and bring some common sense back to our communities and families.
Excellent, Jed. Thank you for joining in with us at this. I'm going to turn it over to Representative Freeze for a closing thought, and then I'll bring it to a close after you're done. David?
Thank you. I would love to hear how we were going to tackle energy. I've got a power plant that's probably 12, 13 miles from my house that's supposed to shut down in 2025. I would love to hear a realistic plan on how we're going to replace that energy, because solar and wind is not going to do that.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think what we're going to hear is Pritzker's presidential campaign speech, is what we're going to hear, because I think he's going to end up running for president, and I think he's going to be touting all the things that he thinks he's accomplished, but really has not. So with that, can't wait to see what he says tomorrow.
Excellent, gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and for all of you out there that are watching. And always, we covet and would love to have you like and share and follow and subscribe to our content. That's the mother's milk of the way this kind of works and goes throughout the state of Illinois. We need your help to overcome the big tech overlords and their algorithmic gods. So again, please like, share, follow, and subscribe to all of our content. And again, Tuesday night, I'm going to see if I can pull the graphic back up here. Thursday night, we will be in Mattoon at the new Hilton Garden Inn, 6 p.m. there. That's in Representative Miller's district, I believe. And so you should be able to find that all over our social media sites, our websites, respectively, to that. And so with that, guys, we appreciate you joining in with that. And we're going to close out, and we'll talk to you Thursday night, hopefully. Here we go.